What's up, everybody? Now, I'd like to apologise before I get into this video. What I'd like to apologise for is just for not uploading recently. I said this at the start of all these videos after the last 2 days, and like I said before, it's just because I've had Christmas Day. Before that I was unwell. After that I was unwell, and I've had the day out in London today. So last night I wanted to watch the live action Lion King movie remake from 2019 ready for Mufasa, which I'm seeing tomorrow, and get an early night because I have the day in London today. So I'm nearing the end of my list, which I still got by the side of my last videos mentioned, and this is my review of What If Season 3 Episode 8. Now, this was the final episode, the finale episode of Season 3, and it's supposedly the end of What If Season 3. So after I've reviewed the episode, I will also go into the series. It will be What If Series 3 final thoughts, basically. Final review of the series, something like that. So let's get started. What If Season 3 Episode 8. What if? So if you haven't seen the episode, I would recommend you watch the episode first, then watch this video. But obviously, whether you do that or not is completely and utterly up to you. Okay, so now we've got the spoiler warning out of the way. Let's review it. So, What If? Season 3, Episode 8, 9. Like I said at the Episode 7 review, the Episode 7, What If the Watcher Disappeared, and Episode 8, What If, they are connected. So, the way they sort of connected them, it was hoping from the story that it was trying to tell, like, what if episode, like, not even that, like, the Episode 7, it felt like the Infinity War of Season 3, What If Season 3, which meant, because it was connecting to the final episode, it meant it was hoping for the Episode 8 to feel like the end game for Season 3, but I don't want to spoil it in that video, but I will happily tell you it now. Yes, it did. It really was the end game for Season 3, and even really, I'm gonna say it, even the what if, it was even a what if, like, it was even the end game for What If entirely, like, all 3 seasons. Now, this is a very, that's good for me anyway, and this marks a very, it marks a very special episode for me, because it's the end of the series, but also it's the end of What If, apparently, but I'll touch on that later. So what do I think? So Episode 8, What If, it was, it delivered hard. It was great. I loved it, and absolutely loved it. But later on from Episode 7, they got to Infinity Ultron. He was willing to help, and he actually held back the other 3 Watchers who we had only just realised. But we also, at the start of this episode, we saw how he was the Watcher we've been used to throughout the first 2 seasons and the first 6 episodes of the 3rd season of What If, how he basically became what he was, and he took the oath, and then it showed basically them trying to rescue him again. Infinity Ultron, it worked, and she wanted to do it on her own, but her friends helped, and it worked, and they had to jump between realities, and they wanted to try and get to Doctor Strange's reality from Season 2, because his soul was there. But it wasn't working out, and they ended up at there. Basically, they ended up at the point where the Watchers caught up with them. So they captured the 3 other Watchers captured the main Watcher, and they also imprisoned him, basically saying, "This is your fault. Look what you've done. We've had to do this. How dare you?" They also captured Captain Carter, sorry. And then suddenly Captain Carter's friends, the rest of her team, came to help. So Kahori, Birdie, and Storm, who could wield Mjolnir, came to help. And then Infinity Ultron came through, but he was willing to help, and the Watcher was so confused, and Infinity Ultron basically held off the 3 other Watchers, so the main Watcher, so the rest of them could escape. It didn't work, actually. could. They tried to get to Stranger's universe, all of them, but they didn't work. They caught up with them. They tried to destroy them, but they couldn't. So then they imprisoned all of them. But then, so it got to the point where they're basically to the point where they're stuck to the ground and they can't move. And the three other Watchers are basically holding captive pretty much the main Watcher alongside Captain Carter, Birdie, Kahori, and Storm. And the Storm who can wield me on it. Now they Infinity Ordre have been destroyed at this point. Now what they were saying was they had to kill these members they're basically saying to restore order to the multiverse. It was the Watcher. It was the main Watcher's fault why they had to do this, but because of what he's done, they have to restore order to the multiverse. And the only way to do that is to kill him, but also to kill the friends who tried to save him, and to kill every version of them, because there's only been one version of the main Watcher, but they have to kill every version of those who help, so they would not exist in any universe whatsoever. Personally, I thought surely that wouldn't work because that would destroy the multiverse even more. Surely, to restore it, you would have to kill the ones who tried to help, because that's not, and potentially prune each of theirs universes. Because of TVA, they had some things which was the original plan for them. So it's 7, I believe, that they would get Infinity Ordre to help, and worst case scenario, prune his universe so he can prune him, potentially his universe, so he can basically overpower him. But I thought, from my perspective, I thought that maybe the best way to restore the multiverse would be killing the Watcher, and killing those who helped him, and then at the push, if they really had to, was pruning their universes entirely to remove them, but not killing everything, because that means you're killing completely other universes, which could affect other characters, which changes entirely, which also therefore breaking your oath, because you're not supposed to do anything to change your universe. They are supposed to happen how they originally meant to happen, which was not decided by them. Any of the Watchers, they've just got to observe it. They can't actually get involved, and by killing one person from that universe, they're getting involved in it. Worse. I mean, what if it's like season 2, the multiverse, and what if season 2 was the same tree from the tree, and it was the same tree from Loki season 2. So you've got that as well. But that's just my personal thoughts, that one, and it was quite interesting because when they were trying to kill him, you could see different versions, variants of those characters through episodes, which I think one or two we might have seen, but also some we haven't seen. If not, they were all new versions we hadn't seen. And then, after that, the main Watcher basically made them all take the oath to become Watchers, so they all became Watchers. And that's how they destroyed the other 3 Watchers. And that way, they actually got into Stranger's universe, where he was the soul. So Strange was the only one who could decide who had power and how much they had and what the power was. So they were left powerless, and you could see Stranger's facing constellations, and none of them had powers. And that's how that was sorted. And that sort of ended the episode. But then we got even more surprised with the credits, basically showing us end credits. I think they might have had some start credits as well, but I can't remember. I know it was in black and white, I think. But at the end of credits, showing us different versions of characters. What if? Okay. There was a Hela from the VR version, What If VR game, and we had a comic actor Deadpool with all his guns going out of his mouth. We had a Riri Williams, but instead of her becoming Ironheart, she became Punisher. We had a Howard the Duck who'd become the Scarlet Witch. We had a Star-Lord who'd become, it was like a Peter Quill became Star-Lord, but then he also had the powers of the 10 rings. Great. These are just ones I can remember off the top of my head. There was this, like, cowboy Ghost Rider. I believe I was like, seriously, why wouldn't you put that in the 1872 Western theme? But there was this weird Vision Moon Knight who could have been, which was like a merger of Vision and Moon Knight and potentially Blade as well. It was, that's all I can remember off my, sort of off the top of my head, and these were amazing. And it's like, why are you giving us these? Well, episodes we could have had in What If Season 3, but we only got 8. And now we're finished with that. Now, because not only was that the finale of Season 3, it was also the finale of What If entirely. And for a way to end it, it was definitely great, but again, just that little thing teasing things we could have had. But the way they done it was interesting. They've done it so it could lead to other things, but at the same time, they can leave it at that. So it's not like it's definitely got. It's not like it's definitely going to mean we're gonna. This means we're definitely going to have more what if related things. It means they could do if they wish, or they don't, or they don't have to. So, yes, which I will touch on in a moment. So my review for the episode itself, What If, Season 3, Episode 8, What If, a 10 out of 10, solid 10 out of 10. I had no complaints about this. Find it frustrated me about that credit scene, but that's just, it frustrated me, but with joy. So it's joyous frustration. Yeah. So that's, I'm happy with that. I will take that, So that's that, why. And I've got no complaints about it whatsoever, no criticisms. So, great. Great. So 10 out of 10 easily. Now, what do I rate What If Season 3 itself? As in the whole series. This is a difficult one. Why it's a difficult one is because is interesting. Because this isn't a main series, like, it doesn't follow on What If never was going to. That was how they described it, and it never did, which was good. It was separate episodes. But the way they described it is it was going to be, because it was different episodes explaining different universe possibilities in different universes each, they weren't going to connect every single episode. Sure, we've had some connect, but yeah, it's not been like, not every single episode in that series is connected. So, sure, I think might have referenced other episodes in like the first season, but it was referencing, it wasn't literally saying, oh yeah, that's exactly, we've seen that before, we're going to take it from that episode, but in this episode. So you have to watch that episode to make sense of this episode. It wasn't like that. It was just like, if you've already seen that episode, we're going to put a little reference in there, but you don't have to watch to understand this. We're just going to put your characters in, that sort of thing. Yeah. It was a good series, but because of that, it's not a regular TV series. They are like mini movies, short movies. So it's difficult to rate like that. So that's why you would have to rate the episodes individually. So one could be a 7 out of 10, one could be a 10 out of 10, one could be a 4 out of 10. I can guarantee you none of these I can remember distinctively with these What If episodes. None of these What If. Like, this What If Season 3 episode review, none were below a 7 out of 10. They've been a 7 out of 10. They've ranged between 7 out of 10 and 10 out of 10. I think I've had 3 10 out of 10s, 1 9 out of 10, 1 or 2 7, 8. I can't. So I've had this as a 10 out of 10. The last episode 7 was, so I've had 2 10 out of 10s. I've had, that for sure. I've had definitely 1 7 out of 10 and 1 8 out of 10 for definite. And then I've had some other 7 out of 10s and 8 out of 10s. I've had 1 9 out of 10. That's 5. So then, I've probably had a 7. I can't remember off the top of my head, but The most I've given them are like 7s or 8s out of 10. But I have given one 9 out of 10, and I've given for episode 7 and 8 of the two 10 out of 10 episodes. So yeah, I might have even done a third one if I can remember. I don't think I have. I can't remember though. But yeah, but the episode felt different because the way What If is explained is going to be different episodes which feel like mini movies, which would be amazing to watch as full-length movies, theatre, whether it's live action or animation. And that, What If Season 1 delivered with that. They've done a second season, delivered with that. And What If Season 1, it was one episode a new week. I think they might have released the first two the same day because Grant from Disney Plus do that for some reason. But yeah, one new episode each week. Season 2, it was over for Christmas period, one episode new day, and they had a festive special on. Season 3, same as with MV Season 2, but we didn't get a festive special, which was really annoying. Damn it. Have the Dutch was kind of a festive. It was the one we got on Christmas Day, I believe, but it was like, really? Or Christmas Eve was like, this is what we're getting, seriously? Okay. But some of these didn't, did they feel like short movies, which you'd want to see as a big one? Some of them, yes. However, some didn't. They felt like sort of mini, sort of short movie, comedic movies where they have a good plot, but something you put on in the background. And I can tell you these, yeah, like the Howard the Duck episode, the Mech Avengers episode, the 1872 episode, definitely felt like a comedy film to put on in the background. Whereas the Watcher Disappeared, What If, The Emergence Destroyed the Earth, those three were solid, good movies. Same as Agatha and then Howard. So, yeah. And then, obviously, the last one, which I've forgotten as of this moment, was just a cash grab. Like it's something you put on the background. For Winter Soldier one. Falcon Winter Soldier one. The Red Guardian and Winter Soldier one. Which I was really hyped up for that one the most, but when I thought I liked it, but I still liked it. So yeah, now they also felt odd. Some things, because I personally feel that episode 5 connected to episode 5 teased episode 7, which connected to episode 8, but episode 6 was in the middle, which didn't feel like it. And the way I feel they should have ordered was, this is my personal opinion, with this order. So I feel the first episode should have been that the What If the Red Guardian stopped for Winter Soldier, just because that was our first look for season 3 was a clip from that episode. So I thought that should have been the first. Then I think the second episode should have been the Mecha Avengers. Then the third episode should have been the Howard the Duck. The fourth episode, or the 1872, and then the fourth episode be either Howard the Duck or 1872. So I'll have them, one of them as third and one of them as fourth. Fifth episode being Agatha. And then the sixth episode being The Emergence, Destroying the Earth, and then episode 7 is The Watcher, and episode 8 is What If Disappeared, and then episode 8, What If. Because they have to be get to the final two, no matter what. Now, will they do any more videos, or episodes of this? Because they said season 3 is the finale of What If. Yes, I know it is, but I feel they might do more because people enjoyed the first season and the second season, and they have enjoyed the first season. It is shown, and even when they teased us those looks at characters we hadn't seen really above and there from the VR game. These are characters we haven't seen who people are saying you should have done them for season 3. It's making people say, can we do a season 4 but with episodes related to the characters you teased at the end credits? There was like a weird Wolverine Thanos thing as well, which you could also do like those characters in it, like do the main villain here and then have Deadpool like Wolverine. That would be a cool episode because you could break the fifth wall do they could also do like a weird episode or like a Deadpool episode. What if Deadpool couldn't break the fourth wall? That'd be an interesting one actually. And a lot of people, even outside Marvel, a lot of people have really interesting ideas of what if. And I want some more Spider-Man. Like people said, well, they should do one with a free Spider-Man. That is more difficult because obviously with make agreements with Sony. But yes, so do I think they will do a season 4 of What If? I think it could happen. I'm not saying it will happen because Marvel have clearly stated that they want to end What If with season 3. But I definitely think we could be getting more What If related storylines. Because just because they don't do season 3, we could still get some. Like, season 4. I'm not saying we're necessarily going to get a season 4. However, they might give us some special treatments. They might decide actually we're going to do a couple of special presentation movies, which are those like 45-minute shorts. We're going to do an animated one looking at a version of a character. What if? And although we're not going to call it What If, we're going to take a character we've teased them What If. We're going to make a short little movie with it. So, for example, they could do. There was. Just thinking how many versions we saw. We could, there's definitely a way Marvel can make more without calling it, labeling it What If, without doing a 4th season. So there's a way they can stop What If at season 3, but still do stuff we've seen in What If, explore that more without actually having as a named What If project. They could do like a special presentation either in that live action or saying like where we have dedicated to like that Deadpool and Wolverine, another version of Deadpool and Wolverine, but this time it's Deadpool's got all his guns, more kind of like action, and Wolverine's a weird merge between Wolverine and Thanos. Or like a Punisher, 45-minute special of Punisher, but it's, instead of Frank Castle, it's Riri Williams, and they could do it either in live action or animation, or sort of do some in animation, some in live action. That way it's different, but it's still taking off What If. There's also other stuff to make that believable, was the fact that there are reports that they want to bring, because we've obviously What If Season 2 brought in a Marvel original character, Kahori, and there have been talks that Marvel want to bring her into live action. So you could give her a special presentation movie called Kahori, live action. Two birds. Well, it's based off What If, but it's not an actual like What If. It's not called What If Kahori was real or What If Kahori was live action. It's not calling that. It's just calling it Kahori, the warrior princess, or whatever they want to call it. Just call it Kahori. They don't need a big title. Perfect. Also, they could do some stuff, some series based off different characters, and that way they can merge it. Even if it's like a 4 episode mini series. Fine, do that. Because we saw, obviously we had that 1872 episode, which showed us a Western variant of Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop and Shang-Chi's sister. And in the credits of episode 8, there's a Western Ghost Rider. You could put those four Western characters in with other characters and do a series of animated live action called Western, something like that, and look at the Western version of Michael Carroll. Also, next year, I believe, or it's either next year, 2026, it's around October at some point, we are set to get the Marvel Zombie series, which is going to be animated, is going to be in the same style of What If Zombie, What If, but also, the reason why we're getting it is because people enjoyed the Zombies episode so much they wanted to see it brought into the MCU for more than that one episode. So they're getting their own mini-series. I think it's like 4 episodes. So no, it's only a mini-series, but still. And they could do it so you know, whether they connect it to What If, they probably won't, which they don't have to. This is what I mean. They don't have to. That is the joys of it. They literally do not have to. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that's what they should do. Whether they will, but they've left it so they are able to do that, but that is completely up to Marvel. I'm not going to sit here and say that's what they're doing, because I don't know that for certain. But there you go. So my overall rating of the series, I will say now, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 overall. Yeah, now, what's next to come? On my channel, I've got to do a review of the Christmas special for The Simpsons on Disney+, Wallace and Gromit movie, and the Doctor Who 2024 Christmas special. Simpsons special was 2024 as well. And I've got Mufasa the Lion King to do either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, so it'll either be my last video of 2024 or first video of 2025. I will let you know that the last video I will make today. So yeah, now to recap, in order of my next videos, in order of how they'll be published, will be the next video will be the review of the Simpsons Christmas special, Disney Plus 2024 Christmas special, then the Doctor Who 2024 Christmas special, and then the Wallace and Gromit movie, and then Mufasa, Lion King, either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, so either my last video of 2024 or my first video of 2025. I will let you know at the end of the Wallace and Gromit review. So, thank you guys. So that's that. Then my overall review of What If Season 3, 8 out of 10. But my review of What If Season 3, Episode 8, the finale of both What If Season 3 and What If entirely. What If Season 3, Episode 8, What If, 10 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.